Welcome guys to another episode of Match Report, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the match that happened yesterday between United and Stoke City at home in the Barclays Premier League. So first of all, let's go over some team news. It was pretty much the same team as the Newcastle match, apart from one or two changes. So the first thing that is that David De Gea continuing goal. It was the same back four. Carrick retained his plays with Valencia, Scholes, and Scholes coming in for Kaggle and Cleverly. So it was almost the same team, very similar system in the way that we played against Newcastle. Obviously it's not going to be like the three midfielders we played, because against Newcastle, although we had a lot of possession, there wasn't a wide ball to a typical winger, and that's what we're famous for. And so I think Sir Alex would recognise that, and so he put Valencia, who came back from an injury, and it's always a great option when you're in attack to give him the ball, so he can deliver one of his great crosses into the box, with our three strikers, Welbeck, Rooney and Van Persie, starting up front again, continuing this partnership. And so it was really good to see how they had gelled over the weeks. And after the speculation that Daniel Welbeck would be lower down the pecking order, it was also just encouraging, I think, to see that Sir Alex is giving him is prepared to give him a go in when he does have the option to place him against Rudy and Van Persie. And I think Welbeck will be the one getting the most out of this kind of like partnership with the two older strikers, because he's learning all the time, Daniel Welbeck, and he has the potential to be one of the best within the league. So it was good to see that Sir Alex stuck to his guns and enabled Danny Welbeck to continue to his plays within the team. And so it started quite well for the Reds, very good possession and stuff. Had a few chances, Paul Scholes had a volley. It wasn't the best technique, went a bit over, but it was an encouraging start. I think that in contrast to the other game where we had a very slow start, this game we had a decent start, but again our own downfall, on the right hand side of the penalty box. Paul Scholes gave away a needless foul against Michael Kitely of Stoke, and from that it's all spelling danger all the time, because Stoke, with their height advantage, and any team, is obviously going to be very difficult when you have to defend set piece after set piece from Stoke. And it doesn't help when you're giving them away needlessly to Stoke, who gonna prey on getting those sort of chances. And on the 12th minute, they got that opportunity, and Charlie Adam whipped a great ball in into the corridor of uncertainty, as it's called, where by the keeper and the defence don't know whether to get ahead on it. The keeper don't know where to come, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Charlie whipped the ball in the box, and no one claimed it, so it just came off the head of Wayne Rooney. It was an unfortunate goal. Some harshly said that David De Gea should have got out and get the ball, but again, after some uncertainty with his performance under the high ball, a lot of people said he just needs to stick on the line. It's not Van der Sar's kind of like forte to always go out and get the ball anyway, but again De Gea, by doing these sort of mistakes, I think that it will help him. But I don't think you could have said about his mistake yesterday. It was like I said, it was very harsh on anybody. The defence, I think, should have got it away, because it was such a low driven cross anyway. Michael Carrick's at the front post, maybe he should have done better, but again the Stoke high advantage told with the amount of marking and the men that we had in the box. So came off Wayne Rooney on the 12th minute. It was it was again bad start from us, always giving the other team the initiative to take the game to us. But again, at home I always had faith that we would get back into the game. And it took to the 27th minute when Rooney equalised for us, and it was a really well worked goal. We had a few men in the box. Rooney passed it out, Carrick finding Van Persie on the left hand side, delivered a great ball into the box, and Rooney 5-6 yards out, couldn't miss, headed it and equalised for us. And it was a really good goal. Again, the partnership with Van Persie and Rooney excelling all the time, and this time Van Persie turned the provider instead of Rooney, like, against Cluj. So it was good to see that they have this interchange system whereby one of them will go into one of the flanks and put in the ball wherever the other strikers is. And one great comment from Alan Shearer was that this kind of like almost instinctive understanding that a lot of strikers have is just to put it into an area where they would want the ball to ideally be, and hopefully their partners will get onto it. And that was suddenly the case yesterday when Van Persie delivered for Rooney on the 27th minute. And so after that we had the momentum going forward, and we had to wait almost another 20 minutes before we got the lead, just before half time. Really a critical time, changes the way both managers talk about in their team talk. So it was us who got the lead, after great play from Antonio Valencia. He doesn't have many tricks, but he's very effective. One of those old-fashioned wingers who always deliver when you ask him to. So he drilled the ball into the box, and Van Persie, classy as you like, opened up his body, flicked it into the other corner. It was definitely a predatory finishing. And it has come natural to us to expect those sort of finishes from Van Persie, who has flourished in a Manchester United shirt, if you like, because a lot of people doubted whether he could continue last season's record at United, and I think that has been a resounding yes from Van Persie with the start. And I think he has thrived with the service and the quality of service, more importantly, that he has had at United. So it was good to see that Van Persie getting himself back on a score sheet. So it was really nice that we went into half time at 2-1 up. Maybe it was a bit unlucky on Stoke's part, because up to then we didn't create too many chances, but again you have to be clinical if you want to do well within the league. Then we had a blistering second half start with Danny Welbeck making it 3-1 on the 46th minute. I think it was like 33 seconds after the break that we took the 3-1 lead. It was again very similar to the Rooney goal in terms of the technicality of it. This time Rooney popped on the right hand side, crossing in low, and a very driven cross. Danny Welbeck got down low and guided it into the far corner, and it was a really good finish. Asmir Begovic didn't have a chance with this one, and so it was a really good header from Danny Welbeck. Then everyone thought it was over with the three strikers getting on the score sheet. Everyone thought again it was over, the game was won and the points was ours. But Stoke had another idea after Johnny Evans missed a great opportunity. Stoke went down to the other end. Michael Cartley running through three players. It wasn't good seeing, really. He ran through Michael Carrick, Rio Ferdinand and Raphael. It was kind of like they all backed off, and he had a little lucky ricochet from Rio Ferdinand where it hit Ferdinand's heel, bounced off Cartley again, and he was through and goal. It was a good finish to put it past De Gea, who got a fingertip to it, tipped onto the post, but it was inside of the post, and unluckily for us this time it actually rolled in rather than stay across the line on the other side. So good attempt from De Gea, but again it was kind of worrying to see how much or how easily Michael Cartley ran through the whole defence. But again made it a bit nervy actually. 3-2 at home against Stoke, and at that scoreline you could have tell anything could have happened, and that was on the 58th minute again. And then we retook the lead, or reinforced our lead on the 65th minute with another Rooney goal after a Van Persie corner caused a bit of havoc within the Stoke box. And so it came over the top, and Rooney left at a back post by himself, tapped in with his left foot, and it sealed the victory, 4-2 victory to the Reds. And overall it was a good, well done 3 points. But again some of our defensive kind of like display was a bit worrying, especially the first one and the second one, to be fair. Where the first one like no one even headed the ball at all, even though it was a low driven cross. And the second one at the ease in which Michael Kightly kind of ran through the whole defence, if you like. But overall, our attacking play is second to none so far this season, scoring a lot of goals, and it's good to see that Rooney and Welbeck now is off the mark. Rooney with his 2 and Welbeck with another one. So again, it was good to see that all the strikers getting in the act. Van Persie again continue his illustrious form. Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick, I think, again, it kind of highlighted their undoing, if you like, that they don't have much in terms of like forward drive and energy within the middle of the park. I would have preferred Anderson in there with Carrick, or Anderson and Scholes, but again, it's what if, and overall at the end of the day you can't argue much than the 3 points. And now with the game against Braga in midweek, we have to look at that and see whether Selec's going to play the diamond system again, which I think he will, as he rested Tom Cleverley and Shinji Kagawa yesterday, I think, in preparation for that system. And Anderson came on late on in this match, but I think he will feature against Braga, because we've had a decent start to the Champions League, but again we need to kind of like rectify the problem last season and qualify quite easily through this group. So hopefully we'll get a good result in midweek. But in conclusion to this match, it was a really good performance attacking wise from the Reds. A bit of a shaky defence still. I'm delighted to see that De Gea is a continuing goal. He didn't have nothing to do apart from taking the ball out of his own net yesterday, produced a couple solid saves, but again, he needs to stand to the test of time whether to see he will succeed at United, and the jury's still very much out on him. I'm a great believer in his abilities and his potential, but again, he has to come out each week and prove the doubters wrong. The man of the match was Wayne Rooney. Very obvious, I think, for his performance yesterday. He was involved in everything, even the Stoke first goal. So Rooney, 2 goals, an assist and an own goal. He was everywhere yesterday. Rooney on his imperious form scored his 200th league goal for Everton and United. So Rooney, another landmark day for him, and hopefully he'll go on to be the top scorer of our club and stay at our club for many years to come. But again, 3 points in the bag, and now we're chasing behind Chelsea, and coincidentally they're our next opponent next weekend, so it'll be a huge match. It's far too early to say whether this can be a title decider with City lurking in the background, but again, it will be instrumental to see whether where we shape up within the league, going to the festive period as well. So there you have it, guys, for my another episode of Match Report, and talking about the Stoke game. If you like this video, please rate, comment below on any of the story below, on the Rooney Van Persie partnership, whether De Gea should be continuing goal, our midfield and stuff like that. So leave any comments below, and more importantly, please subscribe to this channel for more content. You can follow me on Twitter at ManUnitedDaily or ManUnitedDaily.com. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.